Hi, everyone. Alisa Clickinger here with Women's Motorcycle Tours, and I am watching the room fill up with our attendees, and I am so excited. We have over 300 registrants for our first ever Women's Motorcycle Conference online presented by Women's Motorcycle Tours. Thank you so much for coming to our inaugural event. And our theme is reinvention. These are really unprecedented times. In our weekly team meetings, we were asking ourselves, how do we serve? A few weeks ago, things were changing so quickly. Every day, every week, there was new news. There were stay-at-home orders. Different states were in lockdown, and I think most of us are all still in stay-at-home orders, and we kept asking ourselves, how can we serve? How can we best serve the community? And we came up with the idea of this online conference. So here we are 2 weeks later, and I just have to thank my incredible team, Brittany Morrow, Jess, Sarah, and all the lady presenters who stepped up, said yes, said that they would share their stories, and are here with us over the next 2 days, delivering inspiration, education, and all sorts of neat insights from their personal vantage point. We were very deliberate in wanting to serve the motorcycle community, and to that end, I believe in the power of intentions. I don't always remember to set them myself, but when I do, it's really powerful. It's a practice that I've been working on for many years, and at the beginning of each new segment of a day, in the morning, in the start of a new activity, a new event, or a new year, I often set intentions, and I know they're very powerful for a lot of people. So from this beginning moment in our inaugural conference, I would like to set an intention that all of us gathered here today, all 300 plus of us and counting, that my intention is that we all learn new things, we deepen our sense of community, that we all engage with the motorcycle industry and the motorcycle community in new ways, and most importantly, that everyone who is joining us over the next 2 days gets the inspiration that you came for. Yeah, so I'm just going to take another deep breath, and I encourage you to do so. Fill up your lungs, fill your body with air, become fully present to what we have on offer for you, because we have so much information to share with you over the next few days. We encourage you to come as you are, whether that's in your sneak away from the desk because I'm supposed to be working at home, to bouncing your toddler on your lap, to having a glass of wine with us in the evening. Come as you are. Come with your mind open, ready for inspiration, exhilaration, and some really remarkable stories from ladies who have inspired me so much. So my intention is that we open all of our minds to new possibilities, myself included. I'll be sitting in on all of the conference sessions, and I'm so glad you're here. I wasn't always somebody who looked for the possibilities in life. 25 years ago, I was a shy housewife and I was going through a divorce. I did not look at the possibilities in life. I just looked at the next step ahead for me. And I came to motorcycling in a very funny way. I had a dream. I was having lots of stress dreams when I was deciding whether to stay with the marriage or leave it. I was very depressed. And I had one of those super stress dreams that you often get when you're your mind is talking to you in your sleep. And I had a dream that I was saved by riding a motorcycle. I detail that in my book, Boost Your Confidence Through Motorcycling. So I won't spend too much time talking about it here, but the dream really changed my life. Motorcycling helped me find my community. It helped me find my voice, and it helped me find my own particular sense of freedom. And because of the empowering nature of motorcycles and what they can teach us about ourselves, I learned to be more confident. I learned to be somebody who keeps my eyes up, looks to the horizon, keeps the throttle open, the gas on, and go where I want to go. And throughout the years, I have reinvented myself from a shy housewife into a web developer. I then reinvented myself as a corporate denizen, and I worked in the corporate world for about 10 years as director of operations for an IT company. Then I reinvented myself as a world traveler and motorcycle journalist, and did a lot of writing about my my journeys. And now I am in the process of reinventing myself as a community leader. And it hasn't always been easy, but it's not always been difficult either. Any path towards reinvention, transformation, has lots of ups and downs and sweet spots and chewy spots. And, you know, so often we get caught up in the doing and not in the being. And that's another reminder that I always need to give myself, is that sometimes the doing isn't enough. Sometimes we need to sit and be still and be, and let those answers come to us. There are several ways that we can let that knowledge come to us and be in the being rather than in the doing. And one of the things that can help is journaling. That helps us catalog what's going on, but also it gives us a way to look back over time and see how far we have come. Friendships definitely help. Our friends can reflect back to us who we used to be, who we are, and they can give us that atta-girl when we get low or when we get stuck. Or maybe we even need that kick in the pants sometimes because we let fear get in our way. One tool that I often talk about whenever I'm talking to groups is meditation. Meditation is wonderful for silencing both the inner critic and that monkey mind that happens so often, that voice in your head that's kind of always going and always, you know, giving you advice or being critical or what have you. And meditation helps us be in touch with our hearts. Another thing that helps is acts of service. How we choose to serve in this world opens up the next pathways for us that we can't even imagine. When we choose to serve and when we choose to show up, you have no idea what's going to come into that space. And that's where the meditation helps too, because as you make that blank slate, when you make that that empty space in your mind and in your heart, then there's room for whatever is wanting to come in. And sometimes we just need to stop the doing, stop filling that space, and be in the being and let it come to us. That's very feminine, receptive energy, and you'll be surprised what shows up for you. So whether your reinvention comes from a conscious decision or a life event or some type of external change, like me in my story, going through a divorce, or maybe you're even hitting rock bottom, I encourage you to be open, to commit to being open, to develop your own develop your own group of yay sayers, people who surround you and say, yes, you've got this. They give you those atta girls. instead of the naysayers that tell you, no, don't do that, or, oh, motorcycling's dangerous, or, oh, I don't know, I'm scared to follow my heart, so I'm going to advise you to not follow your heart. I'm also going to encourage you to get the support that you need, whether that's a professional coach, whether it's more motorcycle skills, whether it's more time outdoors, whether it's getting a mentor, any of those things. Get your own, it's wonderful to get the support that you need. The last thing I'm going to encourage you to do is to follow your heart. Listen, again, developing that stillness where you can sit and you can listen is a wonderful practice. And it is a practice. I confess that I don't do it every single day, twice a day, as I often hold myself accountable to doing. But the more you can create that space inside and follow your heart, again, you'll be very surprised at what can come in. We have, over the next 2 days, we have 25 people whose stories have inspired me and who they have generously given their time and their ideas in order to inspire you. So that's why I'm talking about heart, about opening your mind, about developing that space. Keep, if you can, remembering to take a deep breath and just and let it in. You don't know what things you hear today might inspire you, 3, 5 minutes, 3, 5, 10 years from now. You don't know where that's going to land. So the more you can remain open and hear their incredible stories, the more inspiration you'll be open to receiving. So listen to the presentations that you're drawn to, and perhaps maybe even the ones that you aren't drawn to, with an open heart and an open mind. Who knows where life may take you when you grab a hold of the handlebars. Okay, I am going to talk a little bit about how to conference, and I'm going to cue Madam Brittany tomorrow. Smiles tomorrow, if you can come online with me. I know you're there in the background. Hey. I just want to thank Brittany so much. Thanks for being here and for supporting, and you have been such a joy to work next to and with over the last 2 weeks, helping me pull this together and being a part of the WMT team. I think with us, we can just do even more extraordinary things and serve our community, and thank you. So I'm going to talk about the nuts and bolts, and then I'm going to have you, Brittany, talk about the networking sessions, since that's going to be what you're managing. I'm also noticing that a few people have found the Q&A down below. There's a Q&A answer there, place where you can put in your questions to ask us, and there's also a chat there where you can chat with each other. And there's a chat message from Tara, and she says, hi everybody. And Brittany put something in the, thank you, she put something in the chat saying that we are going to have a guided meditation during the 7 p.m. workshop tonight with Lori Cannon. It's going to be a great way to close out the program. If you'd like to try meditation, then come join us. And then after that, we're also at 8 p.m. we're going to have a networking session as well. But you do not have to come and commit to every single session. The beautiful thing about the way we've constructed this is each webinar is its own entity, so you can join and partake as much as you like. You can nip off to the kitchen and get a snack or a drink, or nip off the other direction and take care of business. You don't have to attend all of the sessions. What you'll keep doing is you'll keep going back to the conference page /attendees, and that has all the links, and that will help you. All you have to do is click on those, whatever session you want to join. And let's see, few more notes. As you can tell, there's a lot going on our dashboard. So if you click on the chat yourself, you can see all of those chat messages. And now that folks have figured it out, we've got Sarah Schilke saying hello. I can't read who that is. Yeah, you can ask me a question. Yep, Tara says hello. Trisha, thanking us for putting it all together. You're welcome. A comment on Brittany's helmet wall, which is amazing. Maybe during one of the presentations, she'll show us the whole wall. It's pretty incredible. Liz Peterson says, yes, this is fantastic. Thank you. Terry Lynn. Oh, Terry Lynn, you can pour that glass of wine anytime. And you know, you're only 3 hours away. So if you, but there's social distancing. But hey, we'll go for a ride together next week, and that'll be better than wine. Jessica Martin, very cool idea to put this on. Okay, you get the picture, folks. It's wonderful to hear from you, and I encourage you to chat with each other in the chat box. You can chat to the whole group, or you can send a private message if there's somebody that that you know or you want to connect with. There's also the Q&A. So maybe while I go over the how-to, Brittany, you can take a look at the Q&A, and those are more questions about how-to, or this is going to be where you connect with the presenters and ask them a question during the Q&A hour. So you've made it this far, so you've figured out how to get in. That's great. You just click on the links on that page for attendees and join your sessions. And we will be ending all of the sessions 10 minutes before the hour, which will give us time to close out the session, open the new one. So we have the next presenter has 10 minutes to do their sound check and set up before they come on. When you enter, this is not news to you. If you came on before 2 o'clock, you saw that there's a waiting room, and that's just where you kind of hang out and wait until we start the webinar. We will endeavor to start all of the workshops on time. I really like being punctual. If we're not there right at the top of the hour, or when the session is scheduled to start, just give us a minute. Maybe there's something going on in the background, but we've got all the technology figured out, so it should be smooth sailing. Don't worry about coming in late. We can't actually see you. We see your names on the screen, but in these webinar presentations, we can't see you. So show up in your jammies, however you're most comfortable. Yoga pants. You can be sitting on the floor. You can be on your handheld. I will mention to you that the networking sessions are a little bit different. So that's where you have the opportunity to be seen on screen. So then you may want to pay attention to where you are. You don't want any embarrassing moments where you're, taking the phone with you and to the toilet or anything like that. So you want to make sure that you're, you can turn off your video anytime, you can turn off your sound at any time. But for these presentations, like I'm giving right now, the main presentations, those are all webinar style, so you won't be seen. And let's see, I mentioned the Q&A, I mentioned the chats, so I'm a little bit ahead of myself. We have a couple of round tables. We have the confidence discussion, where we're going to have a really interesting discussion about everything building confidence, from coming back from a crash to how do you, where do you go from here. That's going to be a very interesting one. We also have a makers panel, and where you can talk to several ladies who are entrepreneurs in the motorcycle industry. That's going to be led by Joanne Dawn, Miss Gearchick, gearchick.com. I encourage you to visit her website, and all of the makers have a special offer for you, and it's on a PDF that we will send out at the end of the makers panel, as well as at the end of the workshop. We do have a document that we'll send out to you that has all of the presenters' information. So once the conference is over, if you want to reach any of them and ask them a question, that'll guide you how to connect with them. Brittany, I've talked a lot. Why don't you talk about the 5 networking sessions?
Sounds good. Hi, everybody. I am so excited to be here and be a part of this. Thank you so much, Alisa, for listening to my tiny little nudge, my elbow nudge, wanting you to do live videos. And it turned into this amazing conference. And I'm just thrilled to see 120 people in attendance at this very first workshop session. And I've been checking out the chat and the question and answers. So I will talk first about the networking sessions, and then I will see if there's some questions that I can answer, and also that'll give you, Alisa, a chance to go through the Q&A as well. So networking sessions are our open opportunity for all of you to join a meeting where we can see your beautiful faces like this. So as Alisa mentioned before, the webinar is only the presenters will be on the screen, and everyone else will be on the chat list over here on the left-hand, left, that side of your screen, where you can see all of the attendees. You can chat back and forth, and you can send public or private messages. That is our webinar format. So we won't see your faces during our workshop sessions. So our networking sessions, what we're calling our connection sessions, are a little bit different. It's more of what everyone expects from a typical Zoom meeting, where you log in and you have the opportunity to share your video and your voice. And those are going to be available from the same webpage that you have your links from. The schedule is full of all the workshops as well as the networking sessions. And a little bit earlier, I also posted a link to the Facebook group where we will be live streaming those networking sessions into our private Facebook group, which is for women only, so still a safe space for you to join. So that link is over there in the chat. If you guys want to check that out, you can join the Confidence and Exploration Facebook group a little bit early, and you can watch the networking session from Facebook, or you can choose to join. If you click on the link in the schedule from the website, you can click to join and join the Zoom meeting, and you will be a presenter just like Alisa and I are right now. We'll get to see your face if you choose. We will get to hear your voice, and it will be an open discussion. Our 5 networking sessions have themes. The very first one that was happening tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern. Fingers crossed, I just got a text message actually from our moderator that they're calling for tornadoes in the Tennessee area tonight. So hopefully we still have Jen on the moderation panel for that discussion. But if not, then I will be there. This is at 5 p.m. Eastern. And the theme for that networking session is to talk about staying engaged even when you're stuck inside, and what it's like to be a motorcyclist who isn't out on their bike all the time, who can't go on group rides. Jen is my favorite route curator of all time. She has worked with me in some of the events that I've done before, and she is just fantastic at creating short day rides to interesting places, and she's going to teach you guys how to do it. She's actually in the chat right now. She's watching live. So hi, Jen. Thank you so much for being a moderator for our networking session. But these sessions are also available for you to just come on and meet the other women who have signed up for this event. Chat with them, ask questions. It doesn't have to necessarily only be about creating short day rides and staying engaged even from your house. It can be a hello, how's it going? How y'all feeling? And that's really what we want everyone to use the networking sessions for, is to meet new people, get some advice. And if you notice, because we are streaming it to our mentorship group in Facebook, that's the kind of interaction that you'll get in that Facebook group even after the conference is over. So if you join the Exploration and Confidence group, it's a private group for women only. on the Women's Motorcycle Tours Facebook page. You can always go on and either be a mentor or a mentee, depending on your experience level, your skill set, what you're comfortable with. And this is going to create an opportunity for us to connect with each other, even from home, beyond this conference. So that is where we are going to be live streaming those networking sessions. And we hope that you all will join us in that group even after the conference is over. At 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, we will have an open networking session, just 1 hour of a big hello. We're calling that roll call. And that is just for everyone who has the opportunity to log in, join the Zoom meeting, show us your beautiful face, wave hello. Maybe someone can outdo my helmet wall. We'll see. And that will be the last thing that we do tonight as a group. Tomorrow, we have 3 networking sessions. The first one starts at 12 p.m. Eastern time. That is going to be a ladies DIY discussion. So our moderator for that is Amy Mulligan. She is the Women's Motorcycle Show People's Choice Award winner in 2015. She actually built a motorcycle from parts she found in her yard from the ground up, completely rat bike, and she won the People's Choice Award. And she's also in aerospace engineering and maintenance. So she has a vast amount of knowledge and can be in there to kind of help you with your DIY stuff. Since we're all stuck at home anyways, you might as well be interested in learning how to do some projects on your motorcycle. And even if it's things like maintenance, check your tire pressure, all the way up to custom bike building. Again, that's a networking session where you can come in and ask any type of question and just say hello. You don't have to have a DIY question. At 4 p.m. Eastern, we have a community building networking session that is going to be moderated by Katie McKay, who is the founder of Girl Riders. She created a community in Florida completely from scratch, built it from the ground up. So she has a lot of experience in both finding your community and building one from scratch. So whether you're looking for a new friend or you want to create your own thing, Katie is the one to talk to, and she will be on at 4 p.m. Eastern. And then our final networking session, that's tomorrow, on Saturday, by the way. And our final networking session tomorrow on Saturday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern is our roll out. It is, again, an open discussion. It is our last chance to come together as a group, a big Zoom meeting where everyone can show their face. I know a couple people mentioned pouring a glass of wine. Bring your water, bring your wine, bring your coffee, whatever it is that you drink at 8 p.m. And just say hello and goodbye and send virtual hugs for the last time for the conference. I can't tell you how excited I am for the opportunity to perhaps see 124 faces. We have 124 attendees right now, and I know I can't see your face, but I hope that you'll join us at one of these networking sessions so I can see you in person, say hello, send some air hugs, some high fives and some kisses, whatever it is that you need, you just let me know. And again, thank you all for participating. It is so exciting to be doing this. Regardless of the circumstances, I am just thrilled. And even last minute notice, thank you to everybody who's involved.
Yeah, I can't thank everyone enough for coming together in such a short amount of time. You have no idea how much work it was to bring this all together in less than 2 weeks, but we wanted to make sure that we were available to you and that we were able to serve while everyone was still under stay-at-home orders. So we so appreciate you and are glad that you're here. We're looking forward to rubbing virtual elbows with you and networking. And yeah, there you go. And look at her cool tattoos. I don't have any tattoos, but yeah. So I don't have anything else to add other than my thank you. And I'd like to encourage you to tell your friends. The more, the merrier. There's still time to join the conference. And for folks who cannot come, they say, oh, sorry, I'm not available. Well, you know what? You can get the recordings and then they can get all the juicy information and they can join the Motorcycle Confidence and Exploration Facebook group that we have and connect with us there even after the conference. That's really the best way for everybody to come together and connect via this forum is through the Facebook group after the conference is over. So we are a little bit early, which is awesome. So Brittany and I, Brittany, if let's see, we don't have any question and answers, but let me take a look at the chat. There's been so many chat things going on. And this is great, folks. I'm glad that you're practicing and playing with the Q&A and the chats. This is marvelous. So you can, once again, if you're joining us not from the beginning, there's at the bottom of your panel, there's a Q&A form, and that's for asking questions of us, the presenters, and either Brittany or I, or many times both of us, will be in the background helping answer those questions or feeding them to the presenters. So that's where you would ask that. If you want to connect with people or say hello or give us a kudos or a high five or whatever, then you go over to the chat section, which if you click it at the bottom of your screen, it pops up on, at least on my computer, pops up on that side, and you can see all of the people who, maybe that's only my view. Anyway, you can see all of the messages from people, and you also have an option to pop it out, so you can just listen to us, the presenters, and then try to keep up with the chat. But there's so many people in there and chatting that there's a lot going on. And not to worry, there's going to be plenty of opportunities, as Brittany said, to connect, and we have ways for you to connect with us after the conference. So if you have any questions along the way, then let us know. And I guess that's it. You got to unmute yourself, girl.
I know. I wanted a hand signal.
Oh, okay.
I knew. Okay, so I have a couple of questions regarding the networking sessions being live streamed to Facebook. So I want to clarify just a little bit more. The live sessions are available through Zoom. So if you want to sign in and show us your face, anybody who registered for this conference is allowed to join that Zoom. And they will have that link on the webpage that has the schedule with all of the sessions. Those networking sessions are also clickable, and that's where you will sign in through Zoom. The only people who will see the Zoom meeting being live streamed are members of the Facebook group. So only women are allowed into that Facebook group. So if you are unsure about joining because it will be live streamed, just know that the only people who can see you are the people who are in the meeting and the people who are a member of that Facebook live group. So you do not have to be a member of the Facebook group in order to see the live Zoom meeting. You can be a part of the meeting, or you can just watch on Facebook. There's just a couple of different ways to do it. If you want to be a part of it, sign in through Zoom. Click that link in the schedule and join the Zoom meeting. And anybody who signed up for the conference can do that. If you want to watch just through Facebook, then you will have to be a member of the Facebook group. And I hope that answers everyone's questions. If it still isn't clear, put something in the chat or put something in the Q&A. We still have at least 15 minutes to be able to answer a couple more questions before we go on a break. So we can kind of leave it open for anybody who has any more questions. But I wanted to clarify that for those of you who asked about the networking session. So I'm going to mute myself again.
And I'm going to talk a little bit about the Motorcycle Confidence and Exploration Facebook group. It's something that I started about a little over a year ago because I recognize that there's a lot of lady riders out there who are looking for mentors, they're looking for inspiration, they're looking for help. And there's a lot of places where you can go and get that. But among my friends, I just knew that there were a lot of us with years and years and years of experience riding, and because we're all so different, and for instance, I've been an adventure rider for 20 years, riding all over the world, mostly by myself. I have a certain vantage point that I can share, but if somebody asks me a question about bikes with short seat heights or how to find gear that fits them, I'm not, I can point them in a direction, but I don't have that like direct response, firsthand knowledge. Thank you, the firsthand knowledge. But some of my friends do. I won't name any of the short ones, but they're in there. They're in that group. And so with so many different perspectives, we're able to help so many different ladies. And it's a really great place where you can ask one question and get like 50 different points of view. It's really great. And what we do is we ask everybody a couple of questions before they join the group, and you have to agree to the rules, which is that you're supportive, and there's no promotion, and it's just all about helping each other out. We have a mentoring section at the top where you can sign up to get a mentor, and that's an in-person mentor. Now, you know, that's not working right now with this whole COVID-19 thing, but it's a way for ladies to, in a safe way, find another lady rider who's willing to help and support them, and maybe ride together and get them more confident, hence the motorcycle exploration and confidence. And that's all I have. I don't think
I'm going to jump in here real quick,
yeah.
if that's okay. Narissa just did something in the chat that's actually really fantastic. She is a member of Instagram, and she wants anybody who's interested in sharing Instagram handles. If you just drop it in the chat, then you all can go ahead and look each other up and follow each other and become friends on that platform as well. Narissa, thank you so much for doing that. It's a fantastic idea.
Great, thanks for that.
And then, Alisa, we had one more question. I'm going to let you answer this.
Okay.
After the networking session is live streamed to Facebook,
yeah.
Will that video be left up so that members of the group can watch it later? Or are we going to simply let the live session live live and then delete it out?
I think we can leave it live. I don't see why not. Can you think of any reason why we shouldn't?
I am not sure.
Great question, by the way.
I know, right? I know. Technically,
stump the presenters, the very first seminar. Yeah, I don't see any reason why we can't. I don't see any reason why we can't leave it live. I mean, the reason we decided to stream it to the Facebook group is as a perk to those members. I didn't want to force anyone, hey, you've got to, the only way you can have access to this is to, join the conference. I didn't want to force people to have in the group. I'm always trying to provide value to people in the group. So it's just it's a perk for them. They can take part in the networking group and get a taste of the conference. But it's really for us. It's for us who have joined the conference and want to connect, have made that intention to connect by registering and joining in. So we'll leave it up there. And yeah, is there another reason behind that? Maybe it doesn't feel like that's the complete question, but I'm happy to answer that.
Yeah, feel free to keep sending in Q&A. Oh, I see they did. Just leave it up, just asking because I'd rather watch it in a few days. Okay, so yeah. That person made it clear that that's how they want to check out the networking session. Okay, so thank you for saying that.
Yeah, and it's late. Some time zones, I mean, yeah, originally we wanted, we had much shorter hours when we envisioned this, but we had so much great content that we just kept adding and adding and adding. So thanks to y'all for showing up an hour earlier than we advertised. I'm glad you got the message. And then we decided we were going to end at 8, and then we were like, but no, maybe people want more, maybe it's a good time to network, so we'll just keep right on going. So again, take part in what suits you, and if you've got something else to do, you can always like get the recordings or ask your friends, or we don't want you to feel left out. There's so many opportunities to join and hear the sessions, and it's like any other conference, right? If it's in a convention center, you've got to choose between this and this, and it's the same thing. So choose what works for you, and just know it's all perfect all the time, whatever you choose to do. Okay.
Alisa, we have another question that I don't know the answer to. You did a little bit more webinar training than I did. Yeah. When we do recordings of these workshops and we send them to people who have paid for the recordings to be sent
Yep.
to them afterwards.
Yep.
Do you know if the chat is part of that recording?
I do not believe it is, but you and I set the setting to record all chats. So we have I believe we'll have the transcript.
Okay, so I think the person's probably asking because there's a whole list of Instagram handles in our chat now.
Yeah, I know, it's coming so
I know.
fast. Like I can't keep track of it. It's like I can either talk to the microphone or I can look at the chat. I can't do both at the same time. So I get it. I will make a note and we'll make sure to find it, something to write on. I'll make sure to just double check the chat setting because I did see one that said, record all chats. And we also have, this would be a good place for you to mention the Q&A if we don't get to a Q&A, Brittany.
Okay. Yeah, the Q&A is something that we can answer afterwards as well. We can send you private emails if you have more of a question that you're not interested in us answering live, or if it's a little bit more involved, especially with the workshops that are continuing on after this. So if you have a question for our presenter that they don't get to, do realize that they have the opportunity to send you an email afterwards so you can correspond with them even after the workshop is over. That's a feature of the webinar that we really like, and it can create some more meaningful connections with the presenters afterwards.
Yeah.
So I know that it feels like it's a little bit disconnected between the presenter and you as an attendee. Just know that that question and answer opportunity is there even if they don't get to it in their live presentation. So yeah, ask all the questions that you possibly can think of. They will get answered whether they're live or through email afterwards.
And that got us 3 more Q&A questions. So I'll also add that the PDF of all the presenters is already done. So what we'll do is we'll find a way to put that up on the website now, and then we will, so you can download it. We will also send it out to you after the end of the conference. Once we're complete on Saturday, we will send you a questionnaire asking what types of content you want in the future, because we love this. This has been awesome putting this together, and the connections we've made and the things we've learned. So we definitely want to do it again. And so we'll be asking you what types of content you want to see in the future. By the way, we already do have our next theme for the next online conference, which is Level Up, which is very cool. Excited about that. We're so excited. We're already dreaming up the next ones, and so we'll get that out to you, the questionnaire and the PDF, and probably other things that we think of over the course of the next 2 days as we listen and we learn from you and we connect with you as well. So please give us your feedback and let us know what you like, what you don't like, and what we can do better.
So our wonderful attendee Sherry has offered to send us a list of all of the Instagram handles that she's copy and pasted into a document. She's going to email it to me after the session is over, and we will make that part of our follow-up email to all of the attendees for the conference, so that anyone who wants their Instagram handle shared, drop it in the chat. Sherry's going to copy it, and we will be able to disperse that out. So everyone will have a whole bunch of new friends when this is over on Instagram, hopefully in real life too. Wow.
Yeah. So there's a question for you, Brittany. Can you tell us about the helmets behind you? If you get a chance.
Real quick. I do not invest in art, but I do invest in art on helmets. So all of the helmets behind me are what I consider my personal art collection. I have worn every single one of them, except for there's a couple at the top that are just the shells. I used to work for Icon Motorsports for a couple of years as an actual employee. So I got to see all of the test artwork and all the test shells, and we got to put up crazy ideas, and I got to take some of those home with me. The rest of them are real helmets that I have worn. I I tend to hang on and collect things when I really, really like them. So I have 3 things in my life that I collect. The first one is helmets, as you can see behind me. I consider that my art. Why wouldn't you display it? Of course. And then the second and the third things are a little bit more weird and wonky, but one of them is vinyl unicorn figures. Go figure. Don't judge me. So I hope that answered your question, and thank you for noticing. It's my pride and joy. Every day I walk in the door and I look at it, it makes me happy. And I want to surround myself with things that make me happy. That's why we're having a virtual conference. So.
There's a question from Bilo about the Centennial Ride. And the question is, when will I talk more about it? So the answer is now, I guess. We've got 4 more minutes, so I will talk about that. Many of you know I have been working on a cross-country motorcycle event that's scheduled for July 31st to August 23rd this year, celebrating the passage of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. It is the centennial this year, the 100th anniversary. And we've been in this wait and see pattern with this. I don't know. What I can tell you right now is that the event is still on. It's definitely going to be changing shape because of this whole COVID-19 thing. I'll be working on that next week and probably have something definitive in the next 2 weeks. Yeah, trying to wait and see, right? Like when are we released from this? When is it safe to gather again? I know that motorcycling is a fantastic way to socially distance and still have tons of fun. So we'll just have to see what the next few weeks brings us. I hope to have an answer for you regarding the changing face of the event in the next 2 weeks. But there will be an event. It will be cross country. What's probably going to happen actually is that we are going to reduce the number of routes because it's interesting and challenging times. And I'll do some Facebook Lives or something about that. And hey, maybe a Zoom a Zoom call so people can ask me questions live about that. But right now our focus really is you and providing great content for you and finding ways for you to find your community, find your inspiration, find your passion, even though you are on stay-at-home orders. So I just want to thank you all again for being here. I'm just thrilled. Yeah, cheers to you. I'm really thrilled at everything that we are able to provide over the next couple of days. If you need anything from us, please don't hesitate to let us know. My assistant is checking my email. That's probably not the best way to get in touch with us, but we'll be looking at the chats and stuff throughout the conference event. And like I said, either Brittany or I, or probably both, will be on all of the conference presentations in the background, running things and making sure that things go smoothly. So if you have a question for the presenter, then go ahead and put it there. I just want to thank you all again for being here. Please tell your friends about the conference and make social posts in between sessions. Tell us, tell us how it is for you. And I'm so grateful you're here. We are all so much brighter when we come together than we ever could be alone. Thanks for joining us.